So, with the MCU not fully on board with, no, we'll never recast again, since they did it with J. Jonah Jameson. They're recasting from a Captain Marvel actress over to Eternals, both big roles. Next up, people have been wondering, do we here think that they could bring back Hugh Jackman due to popular demand as Wolverine, and should they? So that's today's discussion here.
So I absolutely loved Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
I'll stop you one there. If you didn't like him as Wolverine, you're wrong. Okay. I'll stop you right there. I think it's universally like, no, he was amazing.
And the fact that he did, like, he had, what, 15 years? Or if
19 almost.
20, almost 20 years. He had that casting and he had that role. And
Guinness World Book of Records, him and Patrick Stewart.
There you go.
Dude, that's pretty impressive, you know?
Like, I would personally love to see him, but allow him to take a break from this. Like, when it came to him being Wolverine, it took a toll on him physically,
oh my God,
mentally. He had to unfortunately take steroids because of the fact that, like, he went from natural to, like, massive, and that affected his skin cancer that he has, that he's still currently battling with. So I would love to see him, but no. For him personally, like, his health and everything, I don't want him back. I feel like they have to cast somebody younger because he's very, very old. He's like 50s, if not more.
Mid-50s, I think?
He could be more. I don't know. I don't
remember anymore.
Kind of like Patrick Stewart. He looks eternal.
Yeah, he does.
Like, he doesn't age. But, like, he's getting older, and they're going to want to cast a Wolverine that can continue going. Yes, I know you're probably going to sit there and be like, well, they can just use that CG. Then you're going to complain the fact that they're using that CG.
I'll come at this a little devil's advocate.
Okay.
No matter what, whoever you cast as Wolverine, the shoes he has to fill are, if not bigger, astronomically, like, quadruple the size of anybody taking on, like, Joker after Heath Ledger or something like that.
That's true.
The thing is, most people, let's say if you're 30 or under, you grew up with Jackman as Wolverine. That's what you know. The comics made him look more like Jackman. That's, you know, something that's in there. He's been ingrained in pop culture as Wolverine. Whoever takes that on has got the biggest uphill battle to fight of all time. It doesn't matter if they're more comic accurate, look more exact, wear the suit. They will be fighting an uphill battle till their first appearance. Now, on the other hand, Kevin Feige loves Hugh Jackman. He said he wants to work with him. They were buddies back in X-Men 1 and Spider-Man 2 when they tried to work out the cameo. Hugh Jackman agreed, but the suits couldn't work it out. I believe he wants him in the MCU.
Yes.
I don't think it's Wolverine, but if there's a part of me that believes they can make it work, you introduce a Wolverine that's new, and then you're going to give us multiverse Hugh Jackman Wolverine from the Fox universe.
There we go.
You don't ever acknowledge it, just bring him in, play it cool, people will accept it, be like, here's a passing of the torch sort of thing. You could do some way. You could do a cheese type way where you're like, look, at some point we have to do Days of Future Past the correct way. We got to do the future version. We got to do the past. So we're going to do Looper. Young actor we cast. We're going to make you meet halfway with shading and facial structure to look like Hugh Jackman. Jackman, we're going to do a little bit of this to make you look like him, and we're going to have the best of both worlds. But there is no way in my mind that you go another 30 years, because that's what I'm telling you Wolverine will be around for in the MCU, and have Hugh Jackman play him. Even with CG. Even if you muscle CG him and have a completely different actor, you just slap Jackman's face on it and CG, it'll look great. That doesn't work. And I think that's taken away from, honestly, a new star being made. And Jackman's going to want, like, probably, I don't know, 15 million. The reason he said every X-Men movie was his last movie after X-Men 3 is because he was like, well, you paid me 5 mil for X-Men 3. They're like, we'll give you 10 mil for Origins. Okay. We'll give you 15 for Days of Future Past. Okay. We'll give you 20 for the Wolverine. Okay. Like, You see what I mean here?
Yeah.
So I don't think Marvel wants to be like, we gotta pay him $50 million a movie for 30 movies. I know.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be a really interesting thing when it comes to Wolverine and his potential of new casting. This is the only way I can see them keeping Hugh Jackman and just not even going with another Wolverine after that. Actually, basically doing kind of like what Logan did, the passing of the torch to X-23, and that's the only time you have him. You have him as Logan. You maybe have like one movie that sits there and it's him telling his story of him young in the future or something.
Far in the future, like
and then that would make sense because hey, like he ages very, 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 very slowly.
Yeah.
So he basically would look like how he did, say, like Captain America as well.
Yeah.
Captain America, yes, he was frozen in ice, but he would have, if he aged, still looked pretty similar. If he went through his entire life. So,
I mean, how about this one? When they give us the inevitable, Wolverine movie, it's inevitably coming.
Yes.
How about, like, Jimmy Howlett's parents, Hugh Jackman's the male? It's a literal passing of the torch by being the offspring that's the mutant. His parents. I mean, there you go. Like, do that. It's a passing. It's like, okay, we get it. Again, it's not out of the question, but, it could happen. And I believe Hugh Jackman will be in the MCU within the next, handful of years. So there's no way that doesn't happen.
Yeah, so basically kind of keep your ear open when it comes to news for X-Men moving forward, because one of the first X-Men movies they'll probably do is going to be potentially Wolverine.
Oh god, yeah. Oh god.
Because
that's a trilogy.
We have to kind of push aside this whole New Mutants thing because we don't know what's going on with that. So we're just gonna tuck that over there, and the first X-Men or mutant movie will be Wolverine.
Wolverine will be one of the first mutants to appear, and
Storm, I guess.
You know what also? You know what'll be funnier though? Oh, Storm, definitely. I can't wait till Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool shows up in the MCU, and he looks at Wolverine, he goes, "That's not Hugh Jackman," and they just all like, "Yeah, that's an actor. Why would this be Hugh Jackman?" Because they gotta make that joke, because they made a Hugh Jackman joke every other Deadpool movie, so it's gotta happen.
True.
And I would accept that. I'd be like,
yeah.
All right.
Because then you can actually sit there and say Hugh Jackman is in the real world.
Which he would be, I assume.
Yeah. You sit there and you do that, and then...
I mean, remember, we're in that scenario where Captain America's seen Star Wars, but he hasn't recognized Samuel Jackson and Nick Fury are the same person. And they've even said, oh, yeah, no, they're the same actor. They look the same. So it's like...
That's true.
Doppelgangers, I guess.
Hey, our gym apparently is filled with everybody's doppelganger. We have Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, it's true. So, yeah, I think Wolverine's coming. Probably not Hugh Jackman, but Hugh Jackman is coming to the MCU as well. Hopefully that answers your guys' question you've been sending for a bit.
Yes. Yeah. He's coming. Both of them.
Yeah.
But not the same.
No.